thank you all so much for having me here at Sandy Springs. It's always good to be in Fulton County, whether it's the south end, the north end, or somewhere in between. My sister Sandy has worked right down the street here for over 40 years. I think they call it the Hair Exchange. She's a cosmetologist. Anybody know where that is? It's, Sandy Davis. You may even do your hair. But anyhow, I learned a lot by being president and CEO of the Georgia Association of Educators, having board of directors and fiduciary responsibilities. So classroom experience, leadership experience from my peers have led me to this point today. I have seen so many things happen through the years in public education. We went from being the community at risk, schools at risk, and we went from cooperative learning to standardized testing and accountability. And it sounded okay in the beginning, and the next thing you know, we're teaching to a test, the very thing that they always told us to never do, teach to a test, and now we've stopped teaching and we're teaching tests. We're pulling every single lesson plan off the platform, all of the tests, and now teachers are being evaluated by the performance of their students. And so students are not all the same. They come from all different places. Students are much more transient these days. And so there are a lot of issues that happen. We had $9 billion over a decade cut from the school budget. So we lost different services that were mental health services, social services, and on, counselors. And so we just live in a different world. And by being an advocate and working down at the Capitol for 25 years as an advocate and going down and advocating for and against some legislation, working the ropes, building relationships. I tell you, it's been a whirlwind, folks, and I'm not tired though yet, because I truly believe in public education. So why am I doing this? Because I've seen funding cut and cut and cut, and students are suffering because of it, and we need to put funding at the foremost, at the front of what we're doing and what we're pushing for, because all of the other things that we do fall under funding. We also know that the idea of teaching to the test, that not all students should have to go to a liberal arts, follow through for a liberal arts education. We need vocational and technical education, apprenticeships, job readiness. And one thing that has written out, can you look up that? All right, you have to tell me. So, also I'm a preacher too. And so, nobody ever told you that, I guess. But the thing that we realize is students need apprenticeships, they need job readiness, they need opportunities. That not everybody's cut out to go to a liberal arts education. You go through all of that, and you come out, and you don't have a job, and you got $100,000 worth of debt, and what are you going to do? So we need to make some changes. Stop this prison pipeline, this zero tolerance. Those private prisons are out there filling up with our young people through zero tolerance. They've cut all the programs in school. There's no alternative schools, no in-school suspensions. And what happens if you're out on the street? You're going to wind up getting arrested very possibly and wind up in those prisons because they have to be filled. We've got to bring an end to all of this foolishness, because our children are the most important commodity that we have in this country, and we owe it to them and we owe it to this nation to give them a great future. And that's what Chapman is about. I have spent my whole life working with children, working with special needs or mental health issues, and working to make a better way for public education. I will continue to do that. I'll open up for questions later, but I know this gentleman here is eager to speak. He is an honorable person. He was a military man, and he's a national PTA. I'm going to give you a resume. And we are friends, and so I don't want anybody saying that I don't love this man right here. I love Open Thorn, me. I try to believe you love me. And so we are moving, we want the best, but I just believe that my experience and my vision is a little different, and I believe that whichever one of us get up there, we're going to support each other, and we're going to turn this thing around. Merit pay doesn't work, number one, and never has worked in any school system that I know of, and I don't know of hardly any public educator or leader that would go with merit pay. Standardized testing is connected to the teacher keeps. The teacher keeps is the evaluation process for teachers, and so what a teacher must do, as I said, download the information, download the questions, download the lesson plans, 10 pages long, and it's an industry, really. And it's tied to how the students perform, and that will affect the CCRPI, which is the College Career Readiness Performance Index, for that school. And Lord knows that's a very difficult thing to explain, because the Governor's Office of Student Achievement has its own CCRPI, and the Department of Education has its own CCRPI. And one of them has a letter grade, and one has a numeric grade assigned to it. And this all got out there when we were talking about the school district. Now, how does it affect your pay? Well, if your student scores are not where they ought to be, then you very well may not get a raise. You may not go to your step. That it affects you that way. And so, and that's even more complicated through all of the charter school districts and the waiver districts, because many school districts have gone away from state salary schedules and made up their own. And so he's already left, and so you may not move up your step. I hope I'm answering your question. So you may or may not move up the step because it's tied to the test scores, it's tied to your evaluation, and you very well may not get your raise. And so that is not a good situation to be in, because you're basically, what happens when you know that your money is attached to a test score and student passing? Anybody remember Atlanta City Schools? What happened? It was a scandal, wasn't it? Because they had parties fixing those test scores so those school scores would go up, and it turned so it affects the principal, it comes down the ladder, and that's why I'm so opposed to this standardized test mentality, and teachers need to be able to teach. Listen, if you're a teacher, you've got to be creative. You got to know that all students don't learn the same. You regurgitate things from a test. You can make your own assessments. You can talk to a kid. You can do projects. You can, there's just a lot of things you can do. And the evaluation, they can be fair. And so that's something that I would like to see very much change. When I was growing up, we did the Iowa test. How many of you remember that? The Iowa test-based skills. That was enough. There should be benchmarks or whatever. But, yes, I hope that's.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. People tell me that's possible.